Hello, everyone. Let's delve a bit deeper into how to study what we've created. We've already learned to manually send our requests in tRPC and specifically use the endpoint signups to manage users. But we haven't yet learned how to explore our database. Yes, we already know how to make queries through Prisma, but sometimes we want to see how our database is structured directly. And for this, it's good to install a program that allows us to connect to our database and execute queries to explore or modify data. I recommend using the program DBeaver. The link is attached in the lesson description. Let's try connecting to our database through this program. For this, we click here and choose our database. I actually recommend DBeaver because it allows connecting to databases of almost any type. And in your career, you'll probably have to work with many other databases, but for now, it's PostgreSQL. Select it. OK, and set up the configuration. Well, yes, most likely it's localhost for you. The port is probably 5432, depending on how you installed Postgres. And the database, as a reminder, we called it Idionic. Then we also set the username to Idionic, and we set the password as Idionic. Click Finish. Right-click. SQL Editor. New SQL script. Great. Let's take a look at what users we have. For this, there is the following SQL query. Select. Asterisk means all fields. From, where from? And the table name. It even suggests to us that we have user and idea. Select user and press Ctrl-Enter. Here, we see two created users. Here we see our ID. This is the same UUID, generated randomly. Username as it is. Password in hashed form. As you can see, we created both users with the password 1234. And that's why the hash for both users is the same. And the created at date, when this user was created. Regarding queries to Postgres, we will also discuss and write a custom query that will be needed directly in our code. Nevertheless, I have attached a guide on Postgres to this lesson. These queries aren't too complicated. Don't be afraid of them. You just need to reach the point where you need to write a custom query, rather than using the Prisma wrapper, and you'll manage it. Write 100 or more queries, and one day everything will become clear. It's a matter of practice. Experience will come. All right, let's just add another user, for example. Let's call them ABC and give them a more complex password. Let's say it's QWERTY. And let's run this mutation. So we ran it, and I pressed it twice, so now it's giving me an error that the username already exists. Let's call the query in Postgres again. We see that the user has been added. Now his hash password is completely different. Well, create and TED are also displayed accordingly. So, we've learned to study our database a little, and we can move on and set up authorization in our project. Thank you all. See you soon.